you'd bend over and pick that thing up, right? Anytime there's a ball on the football field, as a defensive player, we want to talk about going and picking that loose change up that's out there. I don't care if it's an incomplete pass that's happened during pass Kelly. I don't care if the offense has fumbled a ball, whatever it is with it. And we're going to have a sense of urgency about trying to get to wherever that loose change is at and going and getting it. Again, for us, it's more of a mentality. What we've got here now, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this, but what we've got is we've got basically some surgical tubing. Okay, and in that surgical tubing, we've tied a loop to one end of it, where a kid can put it around his wrist and hold on to the football. Okay, we also take a little bit of air out of those footballs, and then the other end of that surgical tubing is going to be connected into the laces on the ball. So what happens for us now is we're going to work a strip drill with it. But now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come and we're going to secure the tackle, and then we're going to strip it out. What's really neat about the deal now, by having all of the surgical tubing and everything on there, you don't have balls going everywhere. Okay? I'm doing it, I'm stripping it, okay, but now the guy's still got it around his wrist, he can pull it back, and now he can put it in his other arm as it's going, and now we can get a whole lot of reps again in a quick, short period of time with it. What we'll do is we'll start going this direction. They'll get one with each arm, and then we're going to turn around and go the other direction with all of it. Okay, the most important thing I'm going to do with all of it now, though, is I'm going to secure the tackle. There's a good picture of what that thing looks like right there. The other thing we really use those balls for a lot is when we're blocking punts, especially in our specialty. I don't know how many guys listened to Coach Tomerdahl yesterday talk about special teams, but we do a specialty circuit where we're going to cover every phase of what's happening special teams-wise before practice throughout the course of a week. And every day we'll do 2 or 3 of those, and there'll be 2 or 3 different deals going on. I block punts with these. And again, we've taken some air out of that football where they're getting really good at shooting their hands, but now that ball's not going 30 or 40 yards down the field. We can get 2 of those deals going really quick and get a lot of good work at it. It's a nice job by Kenny over here on the edge. He's securing that tackle, and he's violently trying to strip that football out. Okay, that's down and back, one revolution. Now, the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to work on punching the football out. Again, it's still going to be starting with securing the tackle, but now, instead of trying to strip it, I'm securing it and I'm trying to punch that football out. Again, trying to give them different things that they can use. And I thought the play that the kid from Oregon made in the national championship game was a freaking awesome play. And he came over and he punched the football out from behind. Again, we're going to talk a lot about, when we get on one-on-one stuff, we're going to talk a lot about scaling. Okay, now, the guy may have caught an out route, but what do I need to do? I need to secure that tackle and go ahead and start working on stripping, punching the football out with all of it. All right, this one now is going to be what we call a strip and scoop and score drill. We're going to work in partners with it. There's 2 guys that are going at the same time. The first guy that's coming in, this is the quarterback. Okay? He's going to go strip the ball. The second guy wants to scoop and score it. And again, things that we'll talk about in our scoop and score drill is really being able to bend my knees, and if the ball's behind the line of scrimmage, I want to continue to scoop and push the football this way. And I've got to be able to bend my knees and do all of that. And as we do this, we'll rotate sides with it. Once I become the strip guy, then I'm going to become the scoop and score guy with it. We've gotten a little fancier lately too, and we've got some Velcro and put a Velcro on a football where there's not a coach having to handle it here. All right, now this is actually what we call scoop and score. You can see we've got 5 bags that are set up here with it. Again, the first day that we come through it now, it's going to be a lead step. All right, again, my eyes are up. Same deal that we did in the Colorado circuit. Okay, but now as I come off, the first day we're going to do it, we're really going to make them get down, and as I recover that fumble, I want them to feel what it's like to bend at my ankles and my knees with all of it. So we're going to get down, and as we recover that fumble, we're going to stay in that position now until we get a go call with all of it. And then I'm going to burst and get up the field. Takes a little bit longer, but the biggest thing we want to do is start teaching them how to bend at their knees. instead of just bending over at my waist. And then when we score, we want to burst hard up the field with it. It's really a good job by TJ here of really bending his knees and getting down in there with it. And we always started day one with holding them here the same way that we did in the string out drill with it. Okay, then on our way back, what we're going to do is now we're going. And we're going as fast as we can. Again, the communication that's happening with it, another way that you get them to talk is this. Everybody is yelling ball, 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 ball whenever the ball's on the ground back here with it. All right. This first group that's starting out here now is going to be our linebackers with it. We've called these two guys two receivers here. Okay? As a linebacker now, I'm dropping, and we are huge in underneath pass coverage of setting up when that quarterback sets up. Okay? In order to be good at getting takeaways, and in order to be good at interceptions and things like that, you've got to do a great job of whenever that quarterback sets up, we've got to be able to come to a base defensively. The next step, whenever his hand comes off the football, we've got to do a good job of breaking on that hand. We're starting to try to teach them this as we go through this drill right now. So we've got two wide receivers that are here. Okay, I'm a linebacker and I'm dropping right now. Once the quarterback sets up, I want to be able to come to a base now. Okay, and now I'm going to break on whatever hand comes off. It's not a very good job here by Tanner because he's just covering one guy. If he threw it to this one right now, he's in trouble with all of it. But again, once I see that hand come off, where do I want to be with everything? I want to be pushing and taking away those passing lanes. It becomes like playing basketball with all of it now. I don't want to go to where the guy's at. I want to go and I want to take away that passing lane. We'll do it one direction and then we'll do it the other way. And again, I think the quicker you can get to start doing all this stuff as the quarterback with it now, it's going to train your kids. Okay, things are happening fast. I'm getting myself set up, and now I'm breaking on that hand with it. All right. The next group that's coming over here now is the safety group with it. How we do it a little bit differently with these guys, we still treat them like they're two wide receivers right here. But now instead of dropping to the flat like I would do in robber coverage, I'm in a back pedal with it. Okay, and they don't know which way it's happening. And what we tell them is this. I'm driving now at a point of intersection. If I can step in front of and pick the football, that's what I want to do. Otherwise, I'm going to, again, secure the tackle and strip it and make sure he doesn't catch it. Not a very good job of throwing my hammers and bursting out of here with everything because he didn't use his arms with all of it. And we're big on them. If they don't catch a football, you'll probably see them over here doing some push-ups with all of it. Here's a neat story, a little bit about our system and what we do defensively. 17 here, his name is Tyler Luttrell. Tyler was a walk-on wide receiver for us that was a fourth-string wide receiver going into 2 years ago. We had lost Stephen Hodge, a strong safety that got drafted by the Cowboys. We had another one that, to be quite honest with you, was a turd, and we ran him out of the program. And then Colin Jones, number 28, had pulled his hamstring really bad in fall camp. And we had a junior college kid that wasn't ready to go do it yet. So we really had about 3 guys at that position, but there were no numbers there. Nobody was practicing. We moved Tyler over from wide receiver 7 days before we went to go play the University of Virginia out there, and he'd never played defense before in his life, and he started about 8 football games for us last year before we went to the Fiesta Bowl with it. I say that because once we get into teaching, we're going to teach concepts. And it's going to become fairly easy for a kid in our system to learn those concepts, and they're going to carry over to everything that we do defensively with it. And again, for us, how can you make your kids communicate? When they're going back, it becomes a pass call now. When that hand comes off, it becomes a ball call. What we want to do in underneath pass coverage is this. We want to get so good at breaking on the football that quarterback now, he's taking his hand off and he's got to bring it back now and double pump. Because as soon as he took his hand off, we're breaking and taking away the throwing lanes with all of it. That's how we know when we're playing good underneath pass coverage with it. You don't know if they found a marker board yet, do you? But that becomes our takeaway circuit for us now. Those are three things I think that are really good that you can go back and do. And I think the biggest one of them, again, is going to be that Colorado circuit, because it's something you can do year-round. Okay, and it's something that's going to make you better as a football team. The next deal within our takeaway, we've got two different ones that we'll do. We do takeaway A, which you just saw, and then we do takeaway B, which has got a little bit different mechanics and a couple of things that are happening for us. Okay, what we're doing now, I don't care if I'm a safety and a half player. Again, I'm going to get good on opening off of that quarterback's hand. That's what Coach Jennings is doing right now. He's signifying that the quarterback is taking his hand off the ball. I'm opening right now, so I can go take away what I've got to take away. And then I've got to do a great job of going and finding the football. We talk to our kids all the time, and you heard me say finish earlier. One term that we've really started using a lot when we're in a position like this now is going up and getting a rebound. All kids will go out and they'll play freaking basketball by themselves and everything. But if I was playing basketball right now and I waited for the ball to come down here, somebody else has gone up to get it. What I want to do is I want to gather, sink my hips, and go back and find that football wherever it is and go up and get it. That's the same one in takeaway B. All right, now, what we do with our defensive linemen whenever they come to Coach Jennings' drill, because they're not ever backpedaling, playing a half or anything like that, we're going to work on a couple of different read schemes for them. For us now, a silver as we get into things is going to tell the defensive end that he is going to spy the back coming off of it. Okay, but the thing that he's got to recognize when he's doing that, if it's a pass and that back flares across my face, I'm going to take him. If it becomes an option, I'm going to go back to being a quarterback player with all of it now. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give them different looks of either the back flaring or any of the option stuff that can happen with all of it now. And up front for the nose guard, against some empty stuff, I'll show y'all some of that of how it goes, but we're going to read the block of that center and what's happening. If that center blocks me, then I'm going to be the guy that's dropping into pass coverage, and the other one's going to continue to rush with all of it. The other thing we'll do in this, sometimes you can see we've got an option going here with it right now. So he's not running up to the pitch. Okay, option showed. I'm now becoming a quarterback player with it and making him cross my face. Another view from down there with it. This is the day afterwards where you can see how quick we're going to get through everything here. That is what we do takeaway-wise. And we talk all the time, and sometimes, to be honest with you, when we've been bad at things, we'll stop doing them sometimes. Like if we're not any good at takeaways, maybe we'll get away from the takeaway circuit a little bit and just see if we can change things up with all of it. We led the nation a couple of years ago. We had 26 interceptions. We had 43 total turnovers with things, I think, that year. And we didn't work on it any more than we had any other year, but 2 years before, we were really bad at taking the football away. And people come, we had about 5,000 coaches that came in that one year. Well, what are you guys doing takeaway-wise that's any different? Well, we're not doing anything any differently. But again, what kind of things can you tweak and what kind of deals can you put in position that will help your kids when they're in a situation to go up and get a rebound? Or when that ball is on the ground, how do I go and recover it? What can we do with it? All right, that's kind of everything that I had to start with. One thing you will hear us talk about now is the pyramid within our program. And I'll give all you guys a copy of this as we go through everything.